Hi there. So I've seen a lot of videos put online of workouts. I will be putting some of those online as well. However, in addition to working out, recovery is also of exponential importance because if you don't fully recover from your workouts, you're not prepared for your next workout. And you want to keep your muscles loose and pliable for anything that you're going to do. So I have two different foam rollers here. This is my preferred way of getting my body prepared for my next workout, getting it prepared after a workout. So there's really, really hard ones with lots of different surfaces. The different surfaces are supposed to represent different massages. This is supposed to feel like fingers. This is supposed to feel like the whole hand. This right here is supposed to be like the palm of the hand. This is the most basic foam roller. This is great for beginners because it has a little more give to it. This one is pretty much unforgiving, and I would definitely not recommend this to someone just starting out. So I'm going to teach you how to roll over every part of your body. So the first thing I'm going to do, you'll notice I don't have shoes on. Not a good practice at the gym. However, at home, we're good with this. So I'm going to put my foot on top of the roller, and I'm going to apply pressure down. I need to make sure that my weight is still over this leg a bit because otherwise this could come out from under me and not so well. We're going to do 5 of each roll. If you have a foam roller, go get it out, get it in front of you, and we'll do this together. So I'm going to apply pressure down on my foot, okay? And I'm just going to roll back and forth 5 times. Really getting underneath of my foot. I used to come off of the tennis court and the bottoms of my feet would kill and I'd be walking around my house like I was a crippled old man. And I just kind of took that as, oh, it's the price I pay for what I do for a living and this is just going to be how it is. But then I started reading a lot more about foam rolling. And I realized that I did not have to accept that as how my life was going to be. So I really learned all of these different rolls. So that was the underneath of my foot. Now I'm going to get my calf. I'm going to put my Achilles tendon on top, one leg over the other. I'm going to move my hands close to my butt, bridge myself up, and I'm going to roll back and forth over my calf. Do that for 5. Now let's switch legs. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay? So what I'm doing is I'm incrementally working my way up my body. So I just got the bottom of my foot. I got my calf. Now I'm going to come here. This is this muscle here is called the tibialis. It's a really small muscle. But if anyone here has ever gotten shin splints, it's right in that muscle because it's so small and it can take a pounding. So it's really important to stretch it out and roll it out as well as strengthening it. Okay, so 5 rolls over that. Once again, I'm working my way up. So now I'm positioning my roller. I'm going to put my quad on it. I guess I should show you from this direction. So I've put my quad on it. I'm going to come up at a 90-degree angle. My other foot's on the ground. And I'm using my forearms to pull myself back and forth over top of that quad. Okay, 5 on that one. I'll flip us around here. Give you a different perspective on this. There we go, positioning. Move weights out of the way. Probably should have done that before shooting video. But it just shows you that this is a functional weight room where things are being used on a regular basis. All right, 5 times on there. Now I'm going to get my inner thigh. This is a little bit of a tricky one. I want to be on all 4s. I'm going to straddle this. Then I'm going to lower my body down. And I'm just going to roll, leaning into that getting it 5 times over my inner thigh. And I apologize if I'm going a little too fast with this, people. You can always go back in this video. I am not a professional group exercise instructor, so I may be going a little bit too fast. I'll try my best to go at a reasonable pace. And when we're done this, you are going to feel so good. I once did this right before going to a meeting at work, and I hate admitting this online, but I was practically falling asleep in the meeting. I was so relaxed. A coworker handed me a stack of papers to pass around the table, and instead of passing the stack around, I kept the stack and I passed one single sheet of paper to the person next to me. So you're gonna feel really, really good. And I should probably explain exactly what I'm doing right now instead of telling stories. So now I'm getting my IT band. I'm sticking my hip right on it. Actually, it's sitting slightly below my hip. And I'm gonna go from below the hip to right before I get to the knee. I'm gonna take this leg straight, this leg over it. Now, if this is too painful for you, the higher you hold your body up, the less pressure there is on the IT band. I've been at this for a few years now, so I'm perfectly fine being totally down on this. There's even a more advanced way where you put one foot over the other, but I suggest starting out like this. Okay, 5 there. All right, so working my way around the legs. So I got my front, I got my side, I got my inner. Now I need to get my hamstring. So what I'm going to do is position myself again in front of the roller. I'm going to position this so it's behind my knee. Actually, not directly behind the knee, slightly above the knee. And I'm going to roll from that portion up to right before I get to my butt. Okay. All right. Now I'm going to switch. Now you may start to be feeling warm while you're doing this. That's your core body temperature rising. This is a great way not only to recover after a workout, but this is also a good way to warm up before a workout, which is actually what I'm using it for at the moment. When I use it for recovery, I usually do 10 rolls per body part. Prior to a workout, I'll do 5 rolls. So now I'm onto my glute. What I'm going to do is I'm going to lean toward one side, take one leg over the other, and I'm going to put my hand on the knee that's up, and I'm leaning toward that one side and just rolling. It's a really small roll, not covering a lot of surface area, just getting into that glute. Okay, 5 on one side. Then we're going to switch. Leg over the other leg, hand here, other hand is on the floor. And I'm just rolling 5 times back and forth. Like I said, if you want to use this for recovery, you can do 10 of each. I just figured shorten my video, do 5 of each. Next one, we're going to get into our lower back. This is probably a better angle for me to show you. So I'm positioning it right in my lower back. I'm going to bridge myself up, put one arm on the ground, and I'm going to lean toward one side, just rolling that side of my lower back. So I'm rolling from right above my butt to a little bit below my shoulder blades. Okay, that's one side. I'm going to switch over so you can see what I'm doing again. So here I am, bridging myself up, arm goes on the ground, and I'm just going to roll, leaning onto that one side. All right, now, still continuing with the back, I'm going to grab my shoulders, I'm going to squeeze them, I'm going to point my elbows up toward the ceiling, and I'm going to roll the entirety of my back, from lower back up to shoulder blades now. If this is taking your breath away, it means you are very, very tight in your back, and you desperately need this. All right, from there, what you're gonna do is you're gonna roll toward one side, bridge up, and you're just getting that shoulder blade. And this should feel really special, wonderful, because it's gonna really dig in nicely. Okay, 5 on one side. Then we reposition ourselves. 5 on the other side. Okay, from there, I'm gonna put my arms back behind my head, bridge up, and I'm gonna get my traps. That's right up in here. You'll feel it when you get there because you'll be like, oh, it feels so good. And you wanna hold your arms back behind you. That way you open those up. And you're not rolling on your actual spine, you're just rolling on the muscles of the neck. All right. Next roll. Now we need to get our shoulder and our pecs. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to position myself on the floor. I'm going to position the roller right at my shoulder, and I'm going to roll myself over it out to the side. Now, if I am of the female persuasion, I may not roll up quite as high onto this, but it still can be done. You can even angle it a little bit, so that way you get just that pec, the upper portion, and not cause any permanent damage. So, positioning again, shoulder here. Like I said, if I'm the opposite gender, then I'm going to go here and just keep that just in the chest and in the front of the shoulder for 5 rolls. Then, really important one for us tennis players is the forearms. So what I'm going to do is, you can do this 1 at a time, 2 at a time. I'm going to do it 2 at a time just for the sake of making this video a little bit shorter. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to position my hands down on here, and I'm going to lean my body weight over top of my forearms and roll them back and forth, really loosening those up. Okay, that's 5 there. Now I'm going to go to the opposite side here, and I'm just rolling back and forth. You could separate them. I personally like them together. I feel like it creates more pressure on them, and it gets them just a little bit better. All right, so there's foam rolling.